Hey everybody, we're here with Luis from the Surface team, and we're here to talk about the Microsoft Surface Toolkit for Windows Touch. And this builds on what Microsoft has learned with NUI, and it comes from the Surface team. Tell us about this and what developers can expect.
Okay, I'm very excited to announce the release of the toolkit. The toolkit is a set of controls and APIs that will make it easier for developers to write touch-enabled applications for Windows 7. And so it's built on top of WPF4. It works with Visual Studio. And as you said, it brings all the goodness of Surface into touch-enabled PCs. Our developers were asking, I love what you're doing with Surface. How can I take some of that and use it on touch-enabled devices like this laptop or bigger devices like the TouchSmart?
Yeah.
And this is our answer to them.
Have to start from scratch and build a new list box or something? So,
correct. Actually, like I mentioned, we are sharing some of our controls. When we designed our controls, they were designed with touch in mind.
Yeah.
So let me give you an example. Let's say you have a list box, and if two people are grabbing it at the same time, which way should it move, right?
Yeah.
So the normal list box that is in WPF wouldn't be able to handle that.
Yeah.
But ours does.
And how do you handle that? What is the...
Well, so in this specific case...
Whoever has the stronger finger wins?
Yeah, pretty much which finger is moving further away from where it started, that one will win. But that's just an example, right? We can think of drag and drop that has to work with multiple touch points. And we have another set of common controls that are designed for touch.
And what are some of the controls that are in this?
That's a good question. So we have the common controls, like I mentioned before, and those are the ones that you're familiar with, like checkbox, radio, button, sliders, scroll viewers. But we also have a set of additional controls that are not part of WPF, but are special to touch, like our scatter view. That's the control where you see sometimes the Surface demos where you see pictures and you can manipulate them.
Yeah.
So that's a very touch-centric control. And we took that and other of our touch controls, like the library set of controls, and we allow you to use them on Windows. We'll actually do a demo, and we'll show you some of those controls.
All right.
When you installed the Surface Toolkit for Windows Touch, you will see this folder, and there is a sample subfolder in there, and that will have the Surface Code Samples zipped folder. I already unpacked it, so we'll just open it from Visual Studio 2010. And Larry, you were asking about some of our controls. So let me run the controls box sample, which is one of the ones that we ship with the Microsoft Surface Toolkit for Windows Touch. OK, so for instance, we have a Surface button, and I'll touch it here. So you can see it gives you more feedback than a normal button. And toggle button, checkbox. I can check a checkbox. We have radio buttons, sliders, and for instance, with the slider, you'll see that there is some inertia to it. So if I throw it, it will take some time for it to stop. And a lot of user research went into what people will expect on, and also, for instance, what should be the deceleration rate on this?
Yeah.
How should it feel good? Or Surface scroll viewer, you will see that there is some bounce behavior there.
And it's got a little bit of a different scroll bar there.
Correct. It gives you more feedback. It grows when you when you touch it. There we go. The in canvas, it's just like a normal in canvas. Scatter view is one of those special controls.
Yeah.
This doesn't exist in WPF, so it's an addition to WPF. And you can see that I can scale rotate and move each of these items. We also have the library family of controls. The one you see up here is called the stack panel, the library stack, and the one on the bottom is the library bar. So here I can look at items, I can drag from one to the other. For the library bar, you'll see also a little bit of inertia. I can move them around. And the library containers are similar. The main difference is that you can switch the view between this stack view or a bar view.
Very nice. I like that.
Yeah, and you can drag from one to the other.
Great.
So these are our controls, and but it's not just our controls that we're shipping. As I mentioned, there are other APIs like drag and drop for multi-touch, and there is also some extra functionality like visualizations. And let me see if I can get this. Well, this one will grow, but let me show you visualization somewhere else. For instance, in the slider. So I grab this slider, and it's kind of subtle, but you can see that even though my finger moves away from the slider, I can see that my finger is still captured to that thumb on the slider.
Kind of tethered to it.
Exactly. It's that's what we call it. It's a tether. Yeah. So that shows you some of our samples, and with the controls that we have there, you can write more interesting samples. Just to give you an idea, I'll run the scatter puzzle sample, which some of you have seen already on Surface, and now we're going to run it on a Windows PC. So we have this video puzzle, and you can see how I can put the pieces together, right?
Nice.
I can rotate.
So this is similar to something I saw at Hard Rock Cafe not too long ago.
Yeah, exactly. So they use the same concept to write one of their applications. And now you can see it on a normal PC, which is great.
Yeah. All right, Luis, so if I wanted to get started with this, and keep in mind that I'm not the most proficient developer, what would be a simple way to use like scatter view?
Let's write the hello world of scatter views. What
Okay,
about that?
good.
Okay, so when we installed the toolkit, we added some templates to make it easier for you to get started. And so you can see here that under Visual C#, you see Surface and Windows Touch. And now we can create a Windows Touch WPF application. Let's call it Surface Application 2, that's fine. Okay, so that will bring up our template right here. And you will see that there is this Surface Window 1.saml.
Okay.
That's the same as any other WPF application where you have a main window with its SAML. So we'll just double click on that. First one is that there is a new namespace, the Surface namespace, and it uses the letter S. So in our main grid, we're just going to add something from that namespace, and you wanted a scatter view. So the scatter view control. Okay, and inside the scatter view, there are scatter view items, and you can put the content of what you want in scatter view items. Scatter view item, IntelliSense does the job for me. And we could put any content that we want to show here. For now, let's just say hello world. I don't know what happened there. Hello world. And there are several options that you can do with a scatter view. You can tell it whether you want it to scale, to rotate. So for instance, I could say can scale equals false. But in my case, I want it to scale, so I'm not going to do anything, which is the default. One thing that I would like to change, though, is I want to tell it whether that it can I want to tell it that it can rotate when a single finger is manipulating it.
Okay.
By default, it's disabled, but I kind of like it to rotate.
All right.
Okay. And just so that we can see the text, I'm going to increase the font size on the text block. What about 30? Okay. Hit F5, and we should have our first scatter view item. There we go. This is the
Very
Hello World
nice.
scatter view item. So you can see that it rotates with only one finger. You see?
Nice.
And if I use 2 fingers, I can scale it.
Very nice.
Easy enough?
And simple.
Yep.
I can do that.
Excellent. That's what we want to do. We want to make it easy for you to write this wave of natural user interfaces.
Yeah. So where can people go to get this?
Go to surface.com, and there is a link to technical resources there.
And what all is included in this?
Okay, so there you can download the toolkit for Windows Touch, but also it will point you to other things like our community forums. And the great thing about this is that a lot of the questions that apply to Surface development apply to the toolkit as well.
Yeah.
So you can leverage all the knowledge on the forums and the community. Larry, I would also like to point out that in the SDK we have controls, we have APIs, we have documentation, and we have samples.
Nice. And when does it RTM?
We don't have a public date for RTM.
Okay.
Now, even though this is a beta, it has go live terms.
Yeah.
For you as a developer, it means that you can redistribute it, you can package it in your application, and start using it right away.
Great. Well, thanks for showing us this today.
Hey, no problem, Larry.